Ooh. I'm not gonna do the fake cough gag today, because, well, I actually do have a cold. So there's a non-0% chance I could cough today. You can probably hear it in my voice, because I'm a little bit congested. Not as bad as I was. I was much sicker before. First, let me say a thank you to Zeranos for making this new startup screen for me. I bribed them with Elfelt merch. They might say barter, but I'm going to say bribe because it's funnier. I love this, I really do, and I can switch it out with other games as necessary, so it's a nice template. Anyway, it's time to call the boys, well, singular boy, Sabo's dead. And let me turn this up. Hello.
Okay.
How you doing?
I'm alright, yourself?
Alright, I'm gonna raise the volume a bit on Discord on my end.
How quiet am I?
I'm
Hello?
just raising... There we go, I just raised some volume.
Hooray.
Alright. How you holding up?
Yeah, surviving. Yourself?
Eh, same. I have a little bit of a cold I'm getting over, but otherwise I'm alright.
Alright, Legends 2.
Yes.
Keep
I was
forgetting we're still in
tempted...
Legends Mines.
We just started 2, jeez. This is only the second stream of 2.
The Legends Mines.
The legendary mine.
Ooh.
Minecraft! But, I was actually tempted today to switch over for a one-off stream of Demon Tides that just released like 2 hours ago. And I've been looking forward to that one, but I was like, I still want to do more Legends because I just started this one. Like, I literally just started playing this, so I was like, it's too soon to switch. Even
Also, we don't chase the algorithm. What are you, a fucking whore?
Wouldn't be really to trace the algorithm, it'd be more just for me, it'd be just more an excuse just to play it a little bit sooner. Because I'll probably be playing it after stream.
Fair.
Oh yeah, that's where the captain's quarters is, duh. But, yeah, I obviously haven't gotten to play it yet or anything like that, but I'm excited to. Do I have anything? I don't remember if I had any new stuff that Roll could put together. I do like that you can, like, click on this stuff now, rather than if you initiate, it's like, alright, let me see if you got anything. No, fuck off, get out. Though I do hate that you gotta, like, reinitiate talking to her. Yeah, let's go. I wanna go back to Russia, because I wanna do my license.
Fucking Russia.
Well, I mean, it's not really Russia. Russia's long dead in this universe. Like, every country's dead. Every country you can think of, they're gone.
Oh no, not Zanzibar, home of the Zanzibarbarians.
Damn it.
Oh yeah, it's kind of weird in that we did talk about it a lot, but obviously it wasn't on stream because it happened off stream. But man, it was a much better state of play than where any of us were expecting.
Oh, yeah! I remember, like, on stream, I was like, yeah, I'm probably not gonna watch it, and then we were bullshitting long enough, I was like, fuck it, I'll watch it. And I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
The new Kenna game looks interesting. Konami, of all fucking things, ate up the show.
How else when you actually release games? Like, having 3 different big titles to talk about is insane.
And like, what was it, they have obviously a new Castlevania game, which is like, you know, a middle budget, which is like a lower budget game, but looks really good. And low budget games are a good thing, which I'll ramble about the fact that I've noticed some companies are going back to it, which is good. But like, I've noticed specifically like apparently Konami, Capcom, and Namco are going back to making middle shelf games. But but yeah, obviously the Castlevania game looks great. We know that it is the daughter of Trevor, which, I'm wondering if it's gonna be like a redo of Sonya Belmont, since, like, Sonya Belmont in the regular continuity doesn't make any goddamn sense. Which is why she's a canon.
probably. Then there was Silent Hill, but in Scotland, which is
That looks
which I'll keep making the joke of. Cold, inhospitable place full of ravenous flesh-eating monsters, and also all the Silent Hill stuff's going to happen there.
Yeah, but Train, it's not in Silent Hill, the town.
Yeah,
Don't you know that means it's bad?
Oh, and Master Collection Volume 2 for Metal Gear, so people can finally play MGS4. Little do they know, they could already do that by watching all of the cutscenes on YouTube.
I am happy it's out, and I am probably gonna revisit it.
I guess, but I am glad that it's finally in a place where a lot of people can actually play, because, if you didn't own a PS3, you never got to experience Metal Gear Solid 4, and...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would argue you already have if you watch the cutscenes, but a lot of people didn't get to actually play, so... I am glad, if nothing else, they can play it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, actually, one thing that happened after we were done talking, though, is, they added, Dino Crisis 2 and 1 to Steam.
It's interesting, because I know Crisis 1 got a, good old, got a GOG,
it's the same version as that. As far as I'm aware, it's the GOG version.
Yeah. I wonder if they added Dino Crisis 2 to other digital platforms, then.
That's a good question. It is cool to see it. It is cool to see them back, and I do still have my original PlayStation copies.
Yeah.
Ow. That hurt. Oh, wrong way. But yeah, no, the Konami stuff's great. Even a new fucking IP, which I was honestly surprised that they're actually also attempting a new IP while they're at it.
Yeah, sadly Crisis 2 is not online on PSN yet. Oh well. Shame.
But, I'm actually surprised. But yeah, no, it's, But Konami ate up that show, like, which I would have never guessed in a million years that they would eat up the show.
Yeah.
Like, good job, Konami. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that we were really, like, either of us were, like, really jumping at the bit for.
I mean, there's lots of stuff I'm optimistic on. Like, as much as we still haven't seen gameplay of that James Bond game, it is by the Hitman people.
Yeah.
So I am, like, curious to actually see gameplay of that. I'm curious to actually see gameplay of Pragmata.
And a John Wick, I want to see some gameplay of that. Because,
yeah,
the idea of a John Wick shooter game because, like, what I would want from a John Wick shooter game is basically, do you remember Stranglehold?
Vaguely.
I'd want something like that. Like, just this over-the-top third-person shooter with, like, you can do, like, slow-mo, except for, obviously, now, because you're John Wick versus, Chill Young Fat with that game, do a lot more, like, just beat the fuck out of a guy with your hands stuff.
Yeah, I do something like, Max Payne meets, like, I know you're gonna hate me for saying it, but like Resi 4.
No, I actually agree. Just let's not do that camera angle. Let's not do the over-the-shoulder, please. Let's pull it back.
But I mean, like, the, fast-moving gunplay with dives and shit, but also, if you get in close, you can, suplex a motherfucker.
Yeah. There's an indie game I played that's very close to playing like John Wick. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Fuck.
I mean, it's sci-fi, but Vanquish is probably also pretty close to what you might be looking for.
Yeah, Vanquish is pretty close. Let's just not do those QTs. Okay, thank you, goodbye. Like, that game would be, like, one of my top favorite games if it wasn't for the QTE bullshit. I've said this before. I think we talked about this before. I think that the reason why, and I think you're the one that, like, figured it out. The reason why, like, I don't mind the QTEs, like, in Yakuza is that failing them isn't, like, so detrimental. And, like, they're whatever, they don't piss me off. They're just like, oh, we're doing this, okay, whatever, fuck. Where, like, stuff like Vanquish or God of War, it's like, oh, you failed the QTE, better restart the whole thing again. Why don't I just play a video game instead? No, you gotta play the rhythm game. Oh,
yeah,
I would rather play a rhythm game.
There's an interesting point, because they're doing the remake of God of War, and since, like, Ragnarok did away... Well, it did away with a whole lot of the QTE stuff. So not every enemy requires a QTE to like put down after a certain point. It's only like It's only like bosses or like very specific instances where the QTEs are still a thing.
Yeah.
So I do wonder if they might tone them down for the God of War remakes as well.
That is a good question.
That is another thing where I'm like I am curious because it's one of those things where I think the God of War trilogy is fine, but obviously it's it's one of those things where it's always been like I understand why it does well and it's popular, but there's just like got a lot of rough edges that needed sanding down and never did get sanded down.
Yeah. And then the newest one was just like they threw out the entire format entirely and made a whole other game.
Yeah, they just made a whole new game and was like, shit, how do we sell this? Oh no, put Kratos in it. Okay.
Yeah, Kratos, yeah, there we go.
But he's not really Kratos, he's...
No.
Dad.
Like,
sometimes.
I genuinely, like, I don't have a foot in the race because, like, obviously I never liked God of War. And, but I do feel bad for the fans where it's like, alright, no more God of War. It doesn't play like God of War. He doesn't act like how he did. It's just a whole other game, just with God of War's logo slapped on the sticker. So I understand their frustration. Like, I get it. I do feel bad for them.
As someone who does enjoy God of War on at least some level, game dependent, I think God of War 2 was the peak of the series.
That's usually what I hear people say that they're fans of it.
I think it's not helped when God of War 3, a lot of the 4 available weapons, 3 are just reskins of the Blades of Chaos.
Hey, look, it's Gigantor.
Do you really think that there's a key here?
Tetsugen 28.
Yeah, Gigantor.
Vola?
Must be a weird accent thing, because I just keep hearing you say Tetsugen 28.
I keep hearing you say Gigantor.
Did you say something, Claymore?
Did you say something, Claymore?
Listen, I know it's Tetsugen 28, but there's something so fun about saying Gigantor in his stupid fucking terrible English theme.
Why should I care? I've got enough.
If I was gonna try to get someone into it, I would not throw Gigantor at them. I'll be completely honest with you.
Come on, Bola.
I mean, it's kind of one of those things where,
help me out, huh?
like, Tetsugen 28 was important and needed to exist, but do we actually need to get people into it? Like, it exists, it's done its job. I think.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, if someone I think would be
like,
no, what I mean is someone who I think would really like it, I'm not gonna throw like that version at them. Is what I'm saying. Like, I'm sure there's something that you're like, whatever, but you threw it at my feet because you knew I would fucking eat it.
Isn't it exciting, Mega Man?
Probably.
You're the first digger to see this.
I can't think of anything on top of my head because, like, we both like Kenichi. Nadesco, another one that you did, we both like, so I can't really think of anything.
Wait, did I tell you Kenichi's coming back?
Oh, it is? Oh, by the way, as an aside, look, I just wanted to, because did you watch me play Legends 1 so much? Look at all the, like, additional detail they added to the dungeon design in this one, just like the aesthetic of them. They're all gonna have, like, different designs to them, it's nice.
It's more than, we've got text on the wall, there's more than 2 of them.
Amazing what a budget will do.
Yeah, they announced there was going to be like a sequel manga or something. I haven't really looked into it beyond like the initial reveal, so I'm curious.
Yeah. Because it wrapped up pretty smoothly, so I'm kind of curious what they're going to do with it.
I don't know, I think in the manga you could definitely tell where like the author was like told, alright, well, you've got to wrap it up here. Because there is just this point where it seems like a normal arc, and then suddenly it's like, oh, okay, I guess this is the end, and also there's no real, like, final battle with the one shadow. All the 9 fish, sure, but we don't get to actually see what Miyu's dads are all about.
Yeah, true.
It's just like, oh yeah, all the everyone.
It's been too long.
And yeah, I do want to reread it, but also there's like lots of other like things that never really went in on that all revealed. Like I have a sneaking suspicion that Sasaki's sister who was shown, but only ever shown with like a motorcycle helmet, might actually be Kenichi's mother.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about that before years ago. That Saki might be Kenichi's uncle.
His actual uncle, not just his unc.
Which might honestly would make a lot of sense.
It would be a kind of funny twist, but so yeah, there were just lots of other things.
I wouldn't even be shocked if it was one of the things that Saki knew.
I think he wouldn't. That's the funny thing, because it's just not in his style. Because he's the kind of guy who'd be like, I don't give a shit about my sister or her kid, and then buck her.
Well, that's what he
But
says
I
out
like-
loud. That's not how he feels in his heart. Because he's a tsundere.
I mean, yeah, but he's such a tsundere. He doesn't know he's a tsundere.
Not like
Yeah,
I like my apprentice or anything. Baka.
Baka. But yeah, there were lots of other like little things that that were always like lingering threads that never got resolved. So it was one of those things where, as far as like endings go, it's like it was obviously rushed, but it's never like felt in the same way of like Bleach being like, all right, you got 3 chapters.
Hi there.
Get the fuck out.
What's up?
You had one arc, and then you dragged that arc on for like 3 years. So end it.
What are you looking
I
at
still
me
think he
like
was
that
doing
for?
that just to try and keep that paycheck going.
Younger than they said you were.
Probably. I mean, it's not like anything is established. Anything before
Give me
that arc,
straight. I ain't got nothing against
like
you
fed into that
personally,
arc
but my
beyond
partner
Quincy
wants to get his
exist.
hands on the mother load, see? I haven't done
And then
this
everything else was like very obviously made up after the fact. Like, Ichiko, your mother was a Quincy. Say what?
Well, yeah, they made a joke about how like, Ichigo always has like every group's power set. Not that it ever really matters for him, but it's just funny.
Oh yeah, because he can't ever win a fucking fight to save his life.
See, that's how you know Jujutsu Kaisen's the true sequel to Bleach.
It's the kind of delicate balance, right? Because you don't really want like your boring. You don't really want your character who just never actually loses, right?
Yeah.
You don't really want like your Naruto, or dare I even say your Goku.
Goku loses a lot.
Yeah, but that's not how the fans perceive it, is what I should say.
Yeah, well, fans are stupid. Who cares?
Or Super Goku.
Super Goku loses a lot too.
Tougher than you look, little man.
In fact, I actually pointed out that Goku loses like in almost every arc he's
I
lost.
must be getting old. I'll
But
be back once I catch myself.
Well, at least
Yeah,
in
you
the
don't really want,
at
like,
least in the anime version.
Before then, alright?
you don't really want your
See ya.
protagonist who never loses or is always the one to resolve everything. But at the same time, you would like people to actually win a fight. Actually feel like a fight is won and also the win is justified.
Yeah.
None of this, oh, well, even though you lost, a guy came out of nowhere and, like, magic to the bad guy away, which is how Bleach ends, so...
How like
Ichigo
several arcs of Bleach ended.
Not
There's like another
e-
character that magics them away or knocks them out.
Not exactly. So, like, I mean, the arcs up until, like, Soul Society don't really count because they're just Monster of the Week stuff. But in Soul Society, he does beat Byakuya, but it doesn't really matter because then Aizen is like, anyway, I'm the true villain, and then he teleports away, and everyone's like, oh, I guess he was the true villain.
Oh shit.
And then, technically, Ichigo is the one to teleport in and defeat Aizen in the next arc because he... yeah. Because he then suddenly got his power that then was so powerful it got rid of his power until then he got his power back.
With the power of the power.
It wasn't
No,
like
I don't
well,
wanna say
it wasn't
that.
arc ending fights, but basically every fight, every sort of Bleach fight after a certain point becomes effectively like who can ass pull the hardest. So it would be like, oh no, this guy's too powerful, and then suddenly, oh, new guy showed up. Who this? And then they have a fight, and then the bad guy bad guy pulls another thing out of his ass, but don't worry, the good guy's got another thing to pull out of his ass.
You pulled that out of your ass? Well, I pulled this out of mine. Oh,
Bleach
fuck!
is like the JoJo levels of like every you thought it was your plan, but in actuality it was my plan all along. Levels of bullshit, but like for every single encounter. Like,
Hey, to be fair, sometimes it's just Joseph pulling shit out of his ass, and he's just like, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm bluffing.
the difference is Joseph works because a lot of it comes from
Before you
him
leave,
thinking
Mega
faster
Man,
on his feet, not
it looks
like
there's a control
suddenly
panel
developing
to
new
your
powers
right
out of the
and
blue, or
Yeah.
someone else has to come along and be like, "Don't worry, Joseph, I will do this fight for you using my powers that have come out of the blue."
Oh. Mr.
I was not,
Carrot
in fact, the 10th Espada. I was, in fact, Espada 0.
Oh.
The fuck does
Carrot
that
Man!
mean?
Did you hear that?
In other news, I did actually finally get around to finishing the Skybound Transformers Volume 4 and Absolute Batman Volume 2.
Nice.
Absolute Batman is continuing to be like a fun read.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about the Absolute stuff.
Volume 2 is pretty much exclusively just like a long conflict with Bane.
I did hear about this storyline. I did hear also how he does finally beat him, and it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it does feel like one of the adaptations that actually does at least get to what extent level of a threat Bane should be.
But
In a certain way that even the original comics don't sometimes remember.
yeah. But one thing I'll say that I've been liking about seeing stuff of one thing I've been liking about Absolute and why I really need to at some point like really get into it is that it's so far it seems like unlike what happened with that the short-lived Ultimate Marvel one, the DC editorial doesn't fucking hate it because they're mad that people like it more than what they're doing. If they do. But even DC's like main stuff hasn't been really like anything god awful right now.
Yeah,
Even though I won't pick up Superman because Dan Slott's on it right now, so I'm gonna wait for Dan Slott to not be Superman anymore.
But that's because DC editorial isn't Spider-Man editorial, and they're like the big problem. I mean, I'm sure other editorials are also garbage, but I think Spider-Man editorial is like a special level of garbage. And
They're a special level of garbage because it's like they're looking at the fact that they got money coming in from this, and they're like, no, because they're so spiteful.
Yeah, effectively. I mean, we've bitched enough about like Marvel editorial specifically, and even more specifically Spider-Man editorial.
I mean, Marvel editorial in general is fucked. I mean, I talked about before with the that thing where they did that X-Men storyline that was like a retread of that stupid fucking Onslaught shit, and they did shit like the weird like have magic become like a sex slave thing for some fucking reason. And and like people pointing out like, hey, wait, the editor said that like basically that the editorial for that was like, I fucking hate this character. If I could, I'd drop a brick on her head and kill her. I don't know, call me crazy. Like, say I was an editor and like they're like, hey, Punisher is making money, and now you know I hate Punisher. I'd be like, sigh. All right, keep Punisher stuff up, I guess. I wouldn't like try to fuck with it because I don't like Punisher because it's making me money, even if I don't like Punisher, and I don't.
I mean, part of the big problem is that Marvel Comics basically exists just to provide fuel for everyone else these days.
Yeah.
Like, there's no passion or real care for anything going in, which is why.
And if you do have a passion or care for it, editorial will tell you to go fucking jump off a roof.
And it's like Spider-Man editorial are complacent because I mean, it's Spider-Man. It's always the best. It's always a big seller, even if it's a bad book, which it has been for quite a while, as we complained about.
Apparently, whatever was going on, the Marvel editorial did their favorite thing with Spider-Man, where they trick you into thinking it's going to be good again, and then it was just immediately shit. Yeah. And I was just laughing. I was like, yeah, listen, this is why I'm glad I completely checked out of Spider-Man's comics, because they're not getting better. They're not going to, and the most they'll do is try to trick you into thinking it, and then go, whoops, fuck you, haha. So, I'm not going to bother with that.
For it award? I mean, they'll just do what Marvel's been doing for, like, ages now, which is release some controversial storyline that realistically only exists to get for clickbait articles so that people will rage read, like, a few issues.
Yeah.
And then they'll go back on that. It's the same reason why we had, like, Captain America as a Hydra agent. It's the same reason why we've had, like, all the shit with Spider-Man, like, making Norman Osborn good. It's all stuff that exists just to make people angry.
Hi,
so
Bola.
Miss me? Ready for round 2?
And I don't think DC really has to do that. Or DC have tried doing that stuff and it really didn't work out. So I think now they're just much more in tune of, what if we just made good books?
It kind of helps that DC isn't, like, the top dog versus Marvel, considering MCU versus like for like decades now with dominating shit. So they got like super complacent.
Like I said,
I mean,
well, the sort of general idea is that books only exist now, at least for Marvel, to sell movies or TV shows. It'd be adapted into something else, not for the sake of being a book. Like, I read Absolute Batman, and whatever like criticisms I might have, I overall enjoy it. But I also know that this isn't being made to make a movie out of. Like, nobody's making. People on this aren't thinking, yeah, this will be an animated series or this will be a movie. They're thinking, how do we do like our take on these characters or these concepts? And, most of the time they hit. There's like a few minor things that I would say I'm like, it's not what I would have done, but I'm okay with that.
Another thing that also helps their books, I think, is they don't have a lot of mixing in the pool with the other books as much, where it's like, if you're picking up the Superman book, what do you need to pick up? The Superman book, you're done, fuck off.
Funnily enough, I think they're literally
like, remember the Godzilla crossover thing?
Yeah.
But go ahead with your point, sorry.
I was going to say, funnily enough, I think they're actually at the moment doing a Wonder Woman Batman absolute crossover.
I mean, I don't think crossovers are a problem. It's just that like every Marvel book turns into a crossover, even when it's supposed to be like a solo book.
Oh, you're thinking of? Oh, you're talking about when I was complaining about that fucking Spider-Man versus Godzilla book.
It's not just with that one. That's just the one I could point at that I know you know. That's a problem across their books.
I mean, it's always been like this. Like even before all of this. Like, ever since, like, Civil War, like, if you ever want to read, like, Civil War or Dark Reign, there's no, like, this is the thing I've said before, DC works because you can just buy their storylines in trade paperback. They're really easy to track, even if there are tie-in issues. But the problem is Marvel's idea of a tie-in issue is, what if we just say there's 100 books that tie into this fucking event?
Yeah.
So it's basically impossible for anybody to, like, actually follow it without having to spend, an insignificant amount of money, and bearing in mind like half of these fucking.
And a lot of times the storylines are stupid shit like X-Men versus Avengers, and I'm like, I don't care for this. You just hijacked my book. I wanted to read my book, and now this stupid event that I think is fucking stupid is taking over my book. Or put it on the shelf for a couple of months, you fuckers.
But the other stupid thing is, even if it was just just here is the story. That's fine, but a lot of the books that they claim are tie-ins are not actually tie-ins. They have like one or two panels or offhand things that relate to the storyline, or at least hint to the wider storyline, and do nothing to actually progress the storyline. Like, as I said, DC is at least fairly consistent in the, okay, these are the books that will be in the storyline, and a lot of it will be released in the trade paperback. Marvel doesn't do that shit, or barely does that shit, and then always puts on like wikis, even if you do have like the trade paperback. Of like, oh yeah, here's all like the 50 other tie-in issues that you missed, which aren't relevant, but basically exist so that they bother that completionist aspect of collectors and people and fan.
There was I remember when I bought this is Infinite Crisis. Like, I just bought the one thing, and then the paperback. I was done, read the storyline, like, oh cool, I got it.
Yeah. I mean, this is why I'm technically behind on a lot of books, because I actually just prefer to read the trade paperbacks.
Yeah.
So, like, sometimes I'll read, like, a loose issue through perfectly legitimate means, and then if I'm like, oh, I like this, I'm like, I'll sit and I'll wait for the trade paperback to come out, and then I'll read the trade paperback. I did it with Sonic. I read the first 3 issues, the first 2 issues of Sonic vs. DC. I was like, oh, I like this, I'll wait for the trade paperback so I could just read it all in one go.
Yeah, that's
not going to be just a me thing. There'll be a lot of people who also have the idea of, well, I could get the thing now and then have to wait like a month for another thing, or I could just wait and get the whole thing at once.
Yeah, just wait a couple more months and then you get it there. And also, trade paperbacks, the one thing I will say as someone who started getting individuals, are so much easier to keep on your fucking shelf. Because individual, even if you get the spine thing, are a pain in the ass.
Yep.
Versus a trade paperback. Where it's just it's just a book you put on your shelf. Where comics are annoying to keep on your shelf. They're annoying to figure out what book you're looking at when you're just like looking at your shelf to read something.
Plus, also, like, a trade paperback just lasts longer, as funny as it sounds, and it takes
Oh, they
up
do.
less space.
They're
If you want,
the higher quality
like, if you
paper.
want to, if you're, but if I was just reading that if
And
you're like,
binding.
say, taking taking a trip somewhere, like you're on public transport, a trade paperback will take just more of your time than like single issues, and also they're a lot easier to transport than single issues.
Because they're less likely to get damaged while you're transporting.
Yeah.
Because they have, actual proper binding and shit. And I actually am thinking about switching my my DC Sonic crossover to the trade paperback just so I can, so it's just easier on the shelf.
Yeah, I do like the trade paperback I got.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to not Russia because I want to buy some supplies before I continue the dungeon.
But yeah, I prefer trade paperbacks as my way of collecting comics. Sorry if that offends any comic book people.
No, I think it makes total sense. And
yeah, I do
trade paperbacks are a lot better now than they used to be, because one thing that used to happen a lot, like in the 2010s and early 2000s, sometimes they would just miss issues, and you'd be like, wait, hold on, there's like, this thing is like poorly cobbled together. Like, that happened with the Cassandra Cain books, where, like, you had to kind of, like, bob and weave to find shit. It was annoying.
Yeah, and one of the other things I love about sort of modern day trade paperbacks is you do just get all the variant covers.
True.
So,
I
like,
actually do want to maybe do that for the Magic's run, because I might want to try and get the trade paperbacks for that. Because there's at least, I know they put out one. I don't know if they put out a second one or not, but I should look into that.
I actually have ordered my Absolute Wonder Woman Volume 1, and I do want to at least give Superman Marsh Manhunter a go. Because I'm liking at least Absolute Batman, and I've heard a lot of good things about Absolute Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Absolute Wonder Woman I've heard is really good. But I do need to read it because it does sound like something that I would really. Out of the three of them, it's one that I probably would like the most from what I've like gazed at. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah.
Like, I think Absolute Superman, I'm not 100% sure if I'd be as into that one as the other two. But I don't know.
I'm willing to give it a shot. If I don't like Volume 1, then I simply won't get any other volumes. It's easy. Yeah, I am also glad to be quote-unquote caught up with Skybound Transformers.
But honestly, probably after you pick up Absolute Superman, just let me know what you think, since, you and I are both big Superman heads, so...
Well, I do own it, I just haven't read it yet. I have a fairly big backlog at the moment.
That's me too. I literally just got another, literally just came in the mail, 2 days ago, is another, I've been buying the omnibuses of Gunsmith Cats, because they finally are, releasing them again.
Oh,
and,
nice.
I never really got around to collecting or reading the whole series, so I've been collecting it, and I do have a couple of those volumes still I need to read, even before that one.
Yeah, I'm like... It sounds weird, even though I think overall I'm a bigger manga fan, I'm not a big fan of collecting manga volumes.
So, manga depends. So, I like these because they're omnibuses, so they are thick, but, they don't take up as much space, and I don't have as much... Until I move, which I know is something that is gonna happen, I don't really plan on collecting some of the ones that I would really like because they're too long. I would love to own the entirety of Dragon Ball. I would love to.
Yeah.
Because Dragon Ball's manga is fucking great. The panel work is amazing. I know we joke about, the things the background shit like that, and it is true. But it is a great read, and, I would love to own it, but I do not have the space for it.
Yeah, that's sort of my thing. So there's lots of manga series I would like to own, but I'm just conscious of space, so I try to keep it to either, short mini-series that I like I have the 6 volumes of Get Robo Devolution.
Yeah.
Or stuff that is a self-contained single book. So I have I have Uzumaki Gyo and Hellstar Remira from Ramina from Junji Ito.
So the biggest stuff. Okay, sorry.
And the manga adaptation of All You Need Is Kill.
Yeah, a lot of my stuff is shorter. I think the longer stuff I own, I'm not gonna really count Azumanga Daioh because that's again just one omnibus, so it's it's just a block on my shelf, but it's not it doesn't take up a huge amount of space. Probably the biggest thing's gonna take up is probably Gunsmith Cats with the 5 omnibuses when they're all done. But the longest thing I probably own is the Mar series, fully, and Sailor Moon. But Sailor Moon Sailor Moon manga compared to the anime, like the 90s anime, is like a fucking thimble. Because one of the complaints I can make about, so they're obviously Ray's character is completely different in the 90s anime versus the manga, but one issue that the manga has, while I do like it and the art is great, is that it's very brisk. So like a lot of characters don't really get a lot of development, and then you get Crystal, which is like, what if we made it even less? Which is or like completely change things too. But you know, most of the people that say that it's the most accurate adaptation never read the manga. So it actually ticks me off way more.
Oh, I need to have a point about. I have a point to make about something similar to that, but I'll save it for when we're done with this nice talk.
But
I'll be taking pot shots at internet celebrity Rich Evans.
Oh sure. We'll go to that. You know, before I even mention other things, we'll go to that. But yeah. So like, I have that manga and I'm happy with it because like again, it's only like 12 volumes versus, you know, if I tried owning the entirety of even just Ball or Z, that's like double still. As much as, again, if I had the space, I would, but I don't.
There are some really nice JoJo omnibuses that I wouldn't mind starting to get, just because you can at least, just because I work on the basis of like, well, you can kind of minimize it by collecting parts. Because I think getting just at least part 1 would be good, because I can use that to sell people on JoJo.
Yeah, actually, another thing about that, they are releasing omnibuses of Dragon Ball, but they're still fucking huge. I've seen them in person. They're fucking enormous.
How do you think I feel? Where I'm like, man, wouldn't it be nice to own all of One Piece?
One Piece is even worse.
Yeah. No, One Piece is like impossible to own.
Yeah.
Anyway, I need to complain about Rich Evans now.
Go ahead.
So doing this thing with
wait, hold on. Hold on. Just click Rich Evans. Poor Rich Evans. What did you do? Come on, you're supposed to be the golden one. Go ahead.
Oh, he isn't. He's a piece of shit, and I hate him.
Wait, isn't Rich the chubby, funny one typically?
Yeah.
Damn it, what'd you do, Rich?
They're doing like a video where they're rating Sam Raimi movies, and me and a friend watched it because, you know,
You should be able to get
might
to
have something to
the
do.
tower now.
And I mean, you know, personal opinions and all, but he decided that his complaint about Spider-Man Sam Raimi's world and why he didn't like it was their version of Peter Parker before he gets superpowers is all weedy and meek, and that's nothing like Peter Parker's supposed to have bite. And I'm like, motherfucker, have you ever read Amazing Fantasy number 15? Peter Parker's literally crying himself to sleep in one scene, wishing that people would like him.
It looks like some kind of crash
Peter Parker is such a fucking weedy little nerd in the book. He gets fucking mocked by the guy running the radiation experiment for like, oh no, the student is sick. What a fucking loser.
Well, you see, Rich isn't thinking about that. Rich is thinking about the parts where he's kind of snarky in his thought bubbles.
Yeah, Rich is thinking about the parts that are way after Spider-Man has spider powers, which is fine, but that's not. But if we're talking like, like it's tonally not a good adaptation, it is. It's as close as you're gonna get to like a Amazing Fantasy 15 like adaptation tone. Just like if you're gonna dislike it, fine, but at least dislike it honestly. None of this like fake bullshit that it's like, oh, it's not the version I'm thinking of. It's like, yeah, but it's adapting the true version. Like, read Amazing Fantasy 15. Read those first like 3 issues of Spider-Man. You'll see that it is pretty fucking close in tone to what they're going for.
There's a reason why giant nerds like us point at the Spider-Man 1 as like one of the best adaptations of a comic book hero. Like, it's so fucking good.
Well, then he made some weird comment about like, oh, he also doesn't like Tobey Maguire making quips, and I'm like, in comparison to what quips did the other two make?
Yo, cyborg arm, that's so cool.
Like your
Hold on,
comparison,
are you Miles Morales? What are you doing?
Like your comparison point for like Tobey Maguire having at least a quip per movie, even if it's like just here's your change as he throws a bag of change at Doc Ock, is Amazing Spider-Man going, oh no, a tiny knife, my one weakness, which is, you know, fine, but like that's it. Or, oh my god, you have a robot arm. Isn't that weird?
I mean, Tiny Knife, I think, is pretty good. I think Here's Your Change is also good. I think Robot Arm is stupid.
I wasn't saying like Tiny Knife is
no, I'm saying my 2 cents on them.
That's all you get versus not a single clip from Tom Holland's Spider-Man. So once again, it's like, if you're gonna like or dislike things, fine. Just don't be dumbass about it, you know?
Tom Holland
the worst.
Spider-Man is just unfortunately the worst one. He just
Yeah, he is. We're gonna say that Peter Parker has to have bite. Where the fuck's that motherfucker's bite?
He has 0 bite. He's like a puppy with no teeth.
He's like he's like a fucking old man with dentures, but he's lost the dentures.
Like that is like, and it's nothing against the actor. This is the script that he's given. He
I
is
have something against the actor.
What's up?
I have something against the actor.
God.
He breathes.
But like, but yeah, it's like, it's so like, not, like, he is literally, unfortunately, the worst Peter Parker, because he just doesn't act like Peter Parker. He's closer to Miles, if anything. And even then, he wouldn't be a good Miles, when he's white. But also, he's not really the same personality still.
But once again, not to just drag this into another these Spider-Man suck, and I'm the only true Spider-Man fan, so anything I like is good. But if you're going to like or dislike something, fine, just be honest about it. Like, I'm honest about why I dislike the Spider-Man that I like, and I'm honest about why I like the ones that I like. And just, be better is all I'm saying.
Well, to be fair, this is as fair as I'm willing to be. Some people don't know why they like or don't like a thing.
Yeah, well, they should learn.
They should.
Once again, see above, be better.
Listen, Mortal Kombat fans don't only like Mortal Kombat because it's popular, so...
Oh, they don't fucking count. Mortal Kombat fans don't play anything other than Mortal Kombat.
They don't even play Mortal Kombat!
Yeah, because they hate it as much as we do.
But, the Mortal Kombat fans have been rowdy again.
Oh yeah, what's happened is someone
Nothing
else said,
important.
no, we're not going to cross over Mortal Kombat. We don't work with crap.
There was just a thing where it was like, someone put up like, oh, here's my Mount Rushmore of fighting games. And it first started with someone being like, here's the Mount Rushmore of fighting games. It was Ryu, Chun-Li, Scorpion, and Sub-Zero. Which is, stupid. I've only saw one that I was like, yeah, with the idea of it being like, oh, here's the, the changes for fighting games. There's only one that I saw that I was like, yeah, no, I actually agree with this one, where it was like, they had Ryu on there, that I could argue put Chun-Li on there as the rep, because that would be more encompassing, because, first, like, fighting game female character, and shit like that, as well, but, and, Street Fighter 2 did do a lot, but,
Chun-Li's not even the best girl in Street Fighter 2.
Well, no, Cammy didn't come out for, another, 2 iterations, though.
Still for Street Fighter 2, though.
Yeah, but she's still not the first.
She's not the first, but she is the best.
She is the best, but we have to go with, the actual innovations. I'm sorry. As much as I like her, listen, I can't sneak Sakura on there. We can't sneak Cammy. I'm sorry. It's just not how that works.
I mean, the simple solution is you pick Ryu because Ryu is the progenitor of the Shoto.
Well, Ryu's what they picked, but anyway, that was the point. So the one that I actually agree with, let's move. So for 3D they put Akira from Virtua Fighter because it's the first one. I fully agree.
Yeah, I guess.
Listen, Tekken's cool and all, but it's still Virtua Fighter.
I mean, I will say this, to me, it feels like Virtua Fighter is the Shenmue to Tekken's Yakuza. It's not quite as bad, but it is still similar of, I could play this. Why not play this?
I like them both, though, is the thing, and I did actually compete in a con tournament and get, pretty high placement, so, I can't fully agree to that.
So you're biased, gotcha.
I'm also right, but, shit, I didn't buy one of those. This is gonna suck. I'm on fire.
I mean, Soul bad guy, right? Guilty Gear is the progenitor of the anime fighter.
Actually, someone made, and this is true, a good point, that the actual progenitor of the anime fighter and also versus game goes to Darkstalkers, because that's where a lot of that mechanics and foundation starts from. So they had Morgan on there, and I'm like, I actually agree with that. Because I originally, knee-jerk was thinking, oh, okay, we'll put Soul Bad Guy on there for that. And I was like, no, actually, that makes sense. Because Soul Bad Guy was on a lot of people's one, usually replacing the 2 Mortal Kombat characters. And then the last one was Terry Bogard. I could reason Rio because they were recently because of Terry Bogard because of SNK doing like, you know, creating like super specials and like various mechanics like that. I kind of was like, you could go with Terry or Rio. I'd go with Terry because Rio was the game protagonist where it first started, but
Yeah,
I don't
Terry's
really
cool.
care enough about Rio to really put up that fight. If I'm gonna be fucking blunt.
Like, Terry's just better.
He is. He is. Rio is fine, but he's not even the coolest character. The coolest character with the Sakazaki name in the game. He's the third, and there's 3 of them. Listen, both his dad and sister are cooler than him. What do you want from me?
Don't want anything. I don't give a shit about Rio.
Exactly. But
SNK doesn't give a shit about Rio.
But so that was the one I agree with. But what's funny is that so Mortal Kombat fans finally got rowdy enough because they've been bitching about this for like 2 days over like.
You know what? You're gonna
like,
be mad. I think I know who else should be up there.
Well, I mean, we already have our 4, but if we want to add a 5th slot, go ahead.
Yeah, but I think another one. I feel like Smash Bros should have a rep up there.
You're right, and it'd be specifically Melee Star Fox.
Yeah, but I'm just saying because we're talking like.
No, I'm not
Smash
mad.
Bros.
If you want to add a 5th slot and we want to put Smash on there because it is the progenitor of that genre of fighting
I
game,
would even be
will
tempted
agree.
to say that for as much as SNK did, like Melee Fox might be more important than Terry Bogard.
Nah, because still a lot of mechanics come from like the SNK shit. Not enough for like Melee versus it. If I had to pick one versus the other one, I'd sooner, and I hate saying it, I'd sooner replace Morgan. To be honest. Then again, no. Actually, no. I think you might. No, because super specials are more widely used. So no, I do have to go with that. I was gonna say maybe Morgan. I was like, no, actually, it's still Nah, I think Smash still is more niche comparatively, like in terms of like mechanically. But like if you had a 5th slot, I would say, well, there's not a lot of fucking platform fighters. But if
There aren't these days.
well, they try and then none of them ever work.
Yeah, but they
for
do.
various
They
reasons.
are platform fighters that do exist. However, they're successful or not is sort of irrelevant. They do
Really, when
exist,
the other
they do
ones
try.
do have more successes in those spaces versus that. But anyway, if we're giving it a 5th slot, I'd say yeah, we give one to Smash and probably give it to Star Fox, and it's funny. Also, it'd be easier to tell why he's there versus if you put Mario on there.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't put Mario. It'd be like Fox or maybe Puff.
Yeah, I put Fox because everyone talks about Star Fox, fucking Melee Star Fox, and the memes with it. So like that's why he would go on there.
Yeah, I mean, having a frame 1 interaction is pretty good.
But yeah, so Mortal Kombat fans have been very angry over people like, because well, also they finally they're finally starting to besmirch Street Fighter fans. So Street Fighter fans finally came out of their coma and being like, all right, now we're angry at you. But
In the fucking days that falls over whenever they watch Street Fighter 6.
But so basically Mortal Kombat fans are now going to think like, actually no, we have the coolest characters even though they're jobbers. But they also finally have tried to figure out what mechanics Mortal Kombat actually innovated and had an influence, because enough people have made fun of the fact that every time this conversation pops up, they just go like, but my movies, but my toy sales, which is, you know, fucking stupid.
I will say this, Mortal Kombat has exactly one character that's cool, and it's the same character they put like 50 of in every game, it's the fucking ninja guy.
Even they're not that cool
Like-
compared to other ninjas.
I even so they weren't that cool.
And their coolest one, Reptile, they fucking made him a lame white dude now, rather than a cool lizard in a ninja costume.
Yeah, but that's my point. The only cool character they ever had were the ninjas, and they also managed to fuck them up.
Yeah. But the one they're constantly pimping is Scorpion. I'm like, Scorpion's fucking lame. Scorpion's fucking lame.
Scorpion,
He's the
I mean,
coolest
the only
ninja.
thing-
Listen, he ain't even in my top 200 ninjas. Fuck off.
Look, the only reason they like him is because he has a catchphrase.
Yeah. That's more than
If
most of the
fucking-
Mortal Kombat cast
if
has.
every time Sub-Zero used a fucking special, he shouted for chill out, they'd be fucking popping off that shit all day. every
You're
day,
right.
so-
You know what? That would make Sub-Zero better. He should say chill out.
Man, are you ready?
Just if he had a fucking catchphrase, they'd pop off like it's fucking Evo moment 37 or whatever.
The key we're looking for.
But
is probably in this
none of the
room.
others do.
Be careful,
All closest
Mega
you get
Man.
is like Liu Kang going Hua. He said the
Hey,
line,
man.
but
What kept you so long?
It's also that, I guess. But that's really hard to
Looking for the
say.
key? I've got it right here.
Unless you're like a monster like me.
Just messing with you.
that also
But-
requires
I
playing
did get the
Raiden.
key, but the
It's true.
Master Reaver bot ate
I
it.
like,
Nobody wants
but look
that.
at, we have cool gods shows me Raiden. I'm like, listen, I know he's a god, but A, he's not cool, and B, he just looks like a dude. Fuck
You know what I
off.
mean? You can have the key if you can get it back from him.
It's not even the coolest
There's
Raiden.
3 more keys.
No.
Claymore will probably figure out a way
But
to get them.
look
so
at
it's no skin off
fucking
my
Baraka. I'm like,
I
yeah,
better
it's
be
just
going.
Wolverine but lamer,
See
and
ya.
you also showed me the lamest version, the MK one. Get out of here. Get out of here. He's a fucking jobber. Get out of here. Get out of here. But
Oh, but
you
what
know how
about
I
all
made the joke last time they were rowdy, where I said that they're the I called them the white colonialism of fighting games as a gag. So about that, they decided to make that actually real. So in their because they're now trying to think of like, wait, what did we actually create? They can't think of anything real because there are 2 things. I know 2 things. I will never say them in recording because I am a spiteful bitch. I will only say if they got them right. They have not. So they're like, all right, we got something. Okay. We're the first ones to have air juggles. Wrong. Street Fighter 2. I wanted to do that one first because here's the funniest one. They're like, okay, we had to make something. What do we make? Hold on. Super specials. They're fairly cinematic. Fatalities are elaborate animations. We made that! We inspired super specials! This is literally what they did. I'm not even kidding. I had someone trying to argue with me, being like, no, you don't understand. It's clear this is where the inspiration came from. Bro, the only thing that I could argue that Fatality is possibly inspired is like Samurai Showdown's like kill system. And that's a big if, considering that game came out only a year after Mortal Kombat dropped. And it's also Japanese in the 90s. So, you know, a little harder to say that is definitely what happened. Yeah, keep shooting the fart gas at me, it doesn't matter, I can just kill him. But, ow! But yeah, so yeah, my colonialist joke works, and I think that's really fucking funny.
I mean, I don't know. Mortal Kombat's a game that eventually people will
Allegedly a
realise
game.
that- No, it's a game. It just sucks, and people will one day realise it sucks. One day.
I mean,
One day
Mortal Kombat characters are cool only if you're like 6 years old, or have the mentality of a 6-year-old, or you've only ever played 2 video games. Like I said, their ninjas aren't even like the top 200 in terms of cool. Like, fucking, we have Ryu Hayabusa right there for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
You know what? There is a Street Fighter character I think is about as cool as a Mortal Kombat character. His name is Luke. I think they can have him.
Yeah.
I
What
think
would-
we should give
what I
Mortal
wouldn't
Kombat.
give to be rid of Luke.
I would give them Luke. I think they can have Luke. Don't you?
I mean, I hate Luke.
I think we should give them Luke. Capcom,
Oh.
give them Luke.
Wanted to be rid of Luke since day fucking 1. Since his character basically
fuck.
ruined. Since that character basically ruined Street Fighter 5, in as much as you could already ruin a game that was kind of like fucked anyway.
Yeah. At least when Elena did it, she's cute, so it's fine.
I mean, Luke's different from Elena because while Elena might be strong, I think Luke is strong by virtue of is just strong in a way that's just like almost breaks the rules of the game.
I'm about to die.
Because it's not just that he has all of these tools, it's the fact that he's hyper-aggressive and punishing a defensive playstyle in a game that is built entirely around a defensive playstyle.
Yeah.
Like, we all know that Street Fighter V is a turtle game. And Luke is designed to punish you for that, so he is... Of course he's strong, like, it's kind of like, yeah, any character is strong if you give them a gun when it's a playing rock, paper, scissors game, like tournament. His fireball comes out super fast and there's a 2-hit. He has all of the usual show play options, but with fucking amazing frame data. And like I said, he's super fast and aggressive to punish a defensive playstyle, which is intentionally what they wanted for Street Fighter V. So half the cast are built to be defensive. More than half, because then the ones who aren't defensive were bad because they didn't have enough punish. It didn't have a good enough punish game when eventually you did get your poke through.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of characters in 5 that are good, as long as you get the one hit, and you can convert that into damage, but, you know, you've got to get that hit.
You did it, Mega Man.
And then there's
So
Manette, who's
that's
just
one
weird.
of the keys to the mother lode.
Yeah.
1 down, 3 to go.
So, yeah, of
Got a
course
long
Luke
ways
is
to go,
strong.
but
He
I
was
know
designed
we
to
can
be
do it.
overpowered, not just like... And they've admitted, oh yeah, we
Because,
designed
I mean,
Luke to...
half the gag was just because they're like, if we make him strong, people will love Luke.
Yeah.
Which
I
didn't
mean, people
work.
like Alex.
What actually worked. What actually worked was the voice actor who then it was late the 6 started doing memes.
He had to do all the work. I mean, put it this way: people
Capcom
really like
owes that
Alex.
man money.
People put it this way: people like Alex. Alex was never good.
No.
Alex was always bad in like every iteration of 3 and beyond. He's a grappler who couldn't combo and didn't do anywhere near as much damage as other grapplers. Also, I think his command grab was just dog shit, which is insane for a guy who you want to be a grappler. But
Yeah.
also, you never really, as sort of proven by like Potemkin and Zangief in games where he's good, you kind of don't want your grapplers to be top tier.
Or yeah, and once they're top tier, it's just not. It's not like it's not fun. A top tier grappler is not fun to fight against, even if you're also a grappler. They're just not fun to fight. They're annoying.
You'll just stand there and wait to get grabbed. Like, what you want, the ideal is you want a mid-tier grappler, so you don't see it, but when you don't see it very often, but when you do see it, it's someone who's obviously like played the fuck out of the character, so they pull some like insane shit. Like, you know, even though he's popular, Hagar in MVC3, because he could do some wild stuff by cancelling into command grabs.
Yeah.
But that's fine, because he hasn't got a lot of the tools that other characters have. Like, he doesn't have literally anything of what Virgil has.
Yeah.
Or Morrigan, or Doom, or Phoenix.
The reason why
So-
Potemkin's so obnoxious in his game is because he literally has everything.
Yeah, but then the other problem is that because he's so good, you just see him very often.
Yeah.
And so, well,
And it's not even like
I
so
got-
good where it's like, oh, what's May good at? Oh, May has insanely good normals, but she has like 2 specials, doesn't really have a projectile she can shoot you with that's good. She's got like 1, but it takes like 2 years and a decade to come out, so if you let her do it, that's really on you, but why'd you let her do that?
Yeah.
Where Potemkin's got a pretty fucking fast one, and also has the reach of a god. And May's got long reach, but compared to Potemkin, it's like nothing.
Yeah, but May grabs you, do you die?
No, she does have a command grab, but she can combo you with it. She might, if depending on her position, might hit you against the wall and screen splat you. But that's not going to be most of your health bar still.
If Potemkin grabs you, you're dead. You're fucking dead. Do not
If
pass go.
Yeah, if you're grabbed by Potemkin by his regular buster at the halfway point of the match, you're probably dead.
Yeah.
If you're Chip, you're definitely dead. Because Chip and fucking Strive fucking sucks.
But part of the thing, right, it is why it's always frustrating to lose for characters to be good, is because it's kind of like the Dragonov problem, I think, where you just see them too much. Like, when a character is just really strong, and strong in ways like that, you just see them too often. So, you know, getting like, haha, I lost because I got grabbed, but I got hit by the command grab, is like, you know, frustrating, but a lot of people can like laugh at it.
Actually,
like, well,
you saying this made me think. So, while Asuka was like one of like the strongest characters during the season that just ended, one thing that I noticed is that despite that, she didn't get as much play as like Dragunov during his height, even though she's often commented as being like one of the easiest characters to use in the game, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, and if she didn't, then that's the thing. This is not even just a matter of power level, it's a matter of, like, how often you see it, right?
Yeah, because I didn't, like, during my duration still playing the game, I didn't, like, run into Asuka after Asuka after Asuka. Were there more Asukas than there were when she was bottom tier? Yes. Was it at the level of running into Dragunovs? No, I was still running into more Dragunovs.
Yeah. That's kind of the thing that really, like, upsets people. This is, a lot of ways statistics almost don't matter, like how good or bad a character is on paper, because what matters is how often you see that fucking character. Like, it happens in, like, every game, like, hero shooters, you know, how often do you see this hero and them do bullshit that you don't like, and
like,
it's one
actually,
of those things of...
As blasphemous might sound, I actually am fine with the fact that Marvel Rivals like, alright, we're getting rid of the Fantastic Four thing, so I'm not gonna see these motherfuckers and their annoying fucking team-up combo all the fucking time.
Yeah. Or like, Spider-Man.
Like when I first heard they're getting rid of it, I was like, knee-jerk was like, oh, but the comic, because the comic book nerd in me, and then I thought about it, I was like, wait a minute, I don't have to deal with this fucking shit anymore all the time.
Like, I think I've explained it before, but an Overwatch example is, for the longest time, Sombra was, like, they added, like, hero bans into competitive, and for the longest time, Sombra was literally the most banned character by a wide fucking margin. I think Jetpack Cat might be the most banned, at least currently.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. But
I've seen
it's
some
kind of
dumb shit with that damn cat.
Oh yeah, the cat can do dumb shit, but once again, it's not a case of it happens and it's frustrating, or haha it happened. It's something that happens like 17,000 times in a row. And so by the 20th time you're like, okay, I'm kind of like, or by like the 20th time of like a gaming session on like anything, you're like, okay, I'm sick of seeing this. And then it just keeps happening. So that's what the actual frustrating thing. Things being strong is whatever. It's how often do you see it versus how often you don't. Like, I always think a funny thing is that like Morrigan didn't ever get like really buffed in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but people only clocked she was really strong like quite late into the game cycle, into, you know, the cycle of the meta.
It was very like late. It was like years later.
And so nobody really cared about Morrigan doing dumb Morrigan things beforehand, but when she became like one of the four gods of the game and was on like an entire team of like Mori, Doom, Phoenix being the like most played team. There's like all the things that people hate about like all of those characters being magnified because you have to see it so goddamn often.
Yeah, because now it's everywhere. It's not like, here's this occasional annoyance. It's like, oh, this is forever.
Yeah. And it's the same in like any kind of like competitive game. You know, obviously people are going to play the things that win. And that playing against it so many times makes it just doubly frustrating. Even if you do like have like the reads or the counters, it's still just like, why am I doing this again? Why do I have to work so much harder just because this person is like a fucking loser?
Yeah, no.
And I think playing games like might suffer from it more because like they just have more limited rosters, so, and it's just hard to make, and if you do have like a big roster, it's just hard to make a lot of people like super viable. Like Tekken 7 might have been one of the best examples in modern times of making most of the roster viable, and even then, like, you still had like an insane amount of Dragunovs, Akumas, and Leroys.
Yeah, I will say you usually, even in 8, you still run into a lot, but I will say the Dragunov era in 8 did seem more amplified. And like I said, you still, even when I was playing, I haven't played in ages, you were still, like, running into that motherfucker quite a bit. And again, it's funny that, like, despite the fact that, like, Asuka is, like, rated as, like, one of the easiest characters to use, and I don't think she's hard to use, don't get me wrong. I'm not listening to me trying to, like, underplay, you know, say, like, oh no, she's actually really technical. But I do find it interesting that, like, despite the fact that when she was at her best and considered overpowered, you weren't really running into her all the time like you're running into, like, Dragunov still, even though Dragunov wasn't as strong as he was at launch. It's just an interesting note.
Like, I actually learned a bit of interesting melee stuff a couple weeks back from a video. But basically, Bowser had, like, despite being tier-wise worst or second worst character in the game, has had, like, a showing at a tournament because he has a very good matchup versus Fox specifically.
That makes sense. It's a counterplay for Fox. That makes a lot of sense.
It's for a bunch of weird reasons. So it's like
Sometimes getting good with a character that isn't really used much, like by higher up players, can fucking throw them off because they don't know what the fuck you're gonna do.
If you don't like, that's the thing. Because why would you practice a matchup that you would never see, and then that means like a low tier character can surprise you. We've seen like countless times where a low tier character, or like a low tier hero, has upset like a major upset majors.
Like or at least like I remember when I was playing Street Fighter 4, like Khan was considered to be the worst character in the game, but so I would rarely run into him. But when I did, he would fuck me up because I didn't know how to fight him.
You don't know what he's gonna do because why would you practice the matchup? You practice against like the shit you're gonna see, like really.
Yeah, like the characters that I would typically run into during the time I was playing the game, like not Hakan. So anytime someone rolled up with Hakan, I would look at it with fear in my eye because I'm like, what do I do here?
So I think the Fox specifically, it's because up B lingers for a while, has a huge hitbox, and it's really hard for Fox to punish just like up being out of neutral. And also he's very good at like hogging ledge, so it makes makes Fox's recovery that's already like bad and predictable like much harder. So it's one of those interesting things where like a low tier has advantages, but people don't really experiment because why would you play a low tier? And I think like modern day we're seeing like a rise more in people who are just low tier heroes who do just like do these insane matchups or do these insane things off of characters.
I love stories of low tier hero stuff. They're always fun.
I always like the one of Mono in Street Fighter 5 where he played like Fung against Punk's Karine and won.
That is fun.
It's a very like proper underdog story. Because Fung is like pretty trash.
Yeah. I remember one of the ones I remember was for Soul Calibur 2. I love bringing this one up. The Cassandra one. Where at the time Cassandra was considered to be like bottom tier dog shit, and this one guy said, "Nah, fuck that." Mained her and started like tearing up tournaments with her. And that was fun, but I know because that a bunch of people glommed onto the character, she then got bumped up to like being considered a mid-tier, I think. But it was just before that happened, it was just fun to see.
I mean, tier list fighting games are always interesting, not because of their accuracy, because fairly often they're not, but it kind of is meant to showcase. It's kind of more of a showcase of like the sort of mentality of players and the top picks. Because, like I said, there's plenty of times where low tiers have bizarrely favourable matchups against high tiers, but they're not picked because of X reason or Y reason.
A lot of them are like, why would I fucking pick this?
Or there's not a whole lot of experimentation versus like. Once again, the Melee example, where Donkey Kong has suddenly become like a viable character at top levels, because a lot of people just never practiced DK or didn't like have the tech that we have now for like practicing online or figuring things out. So, you know, like in a lot of ways, like Fox, Sheik, and Marth become like a self-fulfilling prophecy because they are like easier to pick up and master and practice against.
I mean, in general, too, like, tools are a lot easier these days because of, you know, the internet. You can just look shit up or find combo routes.
Like, one of my favourite sort of, like, stories related to that about Melee, again, is there's a player called Prince Abu who would always people would always try and like fun to get him to go to tournaments, not because they wanted him to actually compete, but he's like one of the only other top Jigglypuff players. So they would fund to get him to go, so they could practice against Jigglypuff to fight Hungrybox, because Hungrybox wouldn't accept practice matches.
Well, Roll, what do I want to do before we go to Silver Bottom? Well, for starters, I picked up a lot of junk.
Other junk.
I have a lot of stuff here for you.
But yeah, and it's kind of one of those things where being low tier doesn't mean bad specifically. It's more, it means that they just don't have quite the tools that a top tier has a lot of times. And yeah,
these
more
hover shoes would have
experimental.
helped me so much in that dungeon with all the electricity shit. I could have bypassed so much shit.
Yeah, well,
Oh, well.
you didn't.
I didn't have
You
the money
didn't.
at the time, and I didn't grind for it.
It smells like broken here.
Actually, I got a decent amount of money now. I'm
Poor.
doing all right now.
Poor.
Shut up!
Casual.
Back off!
Ugh.
Let's see here. Well, I want to improve the homing missile. That is what I just grabbed. I mean, actually, I upgraded everything this time around. But I'm not gonna put too much money into this because once I get the weapon that I actually want, I'm not gonna use anything else.
Yeah, understandable.
Because the powered buster in this game is fucking comically overpowered. But
Like, I
I
think-
don't have it yet. I was gonna do the quiz stuff, but I wanted to wait for Sabo to be here for us to all like stumble at answering the questions. I think that's funny.
Yeah.
But we'll probably save that for next time.
Of course, Slay the Spire 2 is having early access March 5th.
Oh, nice.
Cool. I'm interested in that.
Oh. Okay, sorry.
No, you do your point.
I just remembered they did announce the voice actor for Amy Rose.
Oh yeah, I did see it, but I haven't seen who it is. Who is it?
It's the lady who played Anna in Frozen.
Yeah, fair.
You know, I can see it. I can definitely see the.
I mean,
that
I am
working.
curious to what route they're going to go with Amy.
I did see a thing like in notes where they said like Hedgehog has a crush on Sonic, so they might go that route where they make her a goofball.
Yeah.
So I'm
I'm
just
just
see
more-
what they're gonna do.
I guess the way to phrase it is: do we think they'll actually go for a for real like haha romance thing, or do we think it will be more of the she's just more like modern day Amy of the occasion we'll remember that she's meant to have a thing for him, but Sonic is like too busy being a cool dude to care about that.
I think they might take a middle route, but we'll see.
Is Sonic the true Sigma male? Is what I'm saying.
I'm thinking they might go a middle route with it.
Because we all know
Or make
that
it-
Shadow
or make it more
is.
am-
We all
or
know
make
what
it more
Shadow like.
memorable. Shadow likes
We all know what
cheetahs.
Shadow loves. Yeah, we all know. The real question is, will they bring the one true pairing of the Sonic series to light?
Vector and Vanilla.
Yeah. Oh, I see. You knew. I just had to say it was the one true pairing, and you're like, yeah, it's Vector and Vanilla. Everybody loves Vector and Vanilla. It's even in Crossworlds, isn't it? Where Vector's like, do I let you win? So, will Vanilla prefer it if I let you win or if I beat you?
Oh man!
Sorry, Vector.
Cream fucking taking advantage of that fact.
Me.
She's like, hold on, I know how I can win. Ah, fuck. Damn it! They got my number! I'm gonna head back to, the first island, we're probably gonna stop in a minute. Because, I don't want to initiate the other island until next time.
Yeah.
Oop, shit, it's a little bit of dialogue, that's fine.
Now, so I haven't listened to that Chaotix Case Files thing. I did appreciate the intro music for it, being done by Rebecca Sugar, which was like what a weird scenario to be in. But I don't know, man. Nothing's ever gonna top like Chaotix's Sonic Heroes theme.
That's fair.
Right?
I
It's
do
just good.
like.
No notes. It's just good.
Yeah. No, I got nothing else to add. I do like that I do think it's funny that the voice actors for Tangle is the voice actors of the Panda Girl from Freedom Planet 2.
Nice.
They're completely opposite characters, which is really fun. Also, as a note, one thing I think is interesting about that actress versus Dawn Bennett, Lilac's one. So, like, when Freedom Planet 2 dropped, she was, like, very nostalgic for it. So, like, yeah, this is, like, my first voice acting role, you know, for, like, the, she was also in the first Freedom Planet as the character. And, like, it was very, like, reminiscent about it, where you get Dawn, who's like, stop saying your favorite role of mine is Lilac. I've evolved past that.
Yeah.
It's just kind of funny how one of them seems to be a little bit more. She's like, yeah, like if you're like, would you sign stuff from Freedom Planet if I had? It's like, yeah, sure, I'd sign that, but stop asking for it. It's like, what?
Some people get it in their heads that they better than their roots.
Yeah, so that kind of tells me if there is a Freedom Planet 3, I wouldn't be surprised if Lilac has a different voice actor. I wouldn't be shocked. Because there definitely seems to be kind of like this weird like smugness with that, which is strange. Because again, this is where you started. What are you doing?
Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah, it's just a little, you know.
Alright, it's not. Some VAs like are just I'll have fun. I'll just do whatever. I'll have fun, and I'll talk about any of these previous roles. And some people are like, well,
yeah, just like that. I don't think she's a
I'd like-
bad person. I'm just kind of like, that's a little stupid.
Yeah,
This
and
isn't
I
like
mean, some
this isn't
people
like
are
Mike
like,
Pollock, where we're like, Mike, why are you a fucking piece of shit?
I mean, many reasons.
And then if we go down the rabbit hole further, Vic, why should you be in prison?
You know why.
No, we know why. But, you know, hold on, I should rephrase it. Why aren't you in prison?
You know why.
Yeah.
He's white and I don't know about rich, but successful.
Probably not these days.
I mean, just being white and successful is usually enough.
That's enough, yeah. So, you know what, I think probably before I end, I should probably go to the shop and see if I can...
What are you gonna say? I should probably check how white I am.
Hold on!
Paper bag test myself.
Hey, hold on, it depends on if they start hating the Irish again here or not. Because even though I've never been to Ireland, they might see McDermott and go,
Say he's Scottish, who cares?
You know, you're right. That might work.
Also, you're not in. Also, I don't think you're in danger of people being mad about the Irish these days.
This is more for just a joke. This wasn't to be serious. But
If you really want it to stoke, just say that the Merc is short for Mohammed Dermot. It doesn't even work, but you know, you can try.
you know what? They're stupid. They wouldn't know that. It's like how Waka couldn't tell there was an
Rude.
Albed woman right next to him. One who's partially Albed too.
Waka is dumb. All right.
And most races, and by most, all are dumb. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I can afford some parts. Ooh, I can armor upgrade too. Oh wait, no, this one, the one I already have is. Oh wait, no, I can't afford that one. But you know what? I should real quick go to like the local dungeon, just shoot some robots and afford it, and get some better armor before I end stream. Because why not? 'Cause I won't remember if I don't do it now. So let me just do that now, real quick.
Yeah, and even if I did remember to remind you, I wouldn't do it just because it'd be funny.
When I get like punched off a fucking skyscraper, you're like, ha ha ha! Just think that if you had the better armor, and then I look at a fucking 1,000-yard stare into the distance, and I cry myself to sleep that night.
Yeah. That's what I would do.
You would. Oh, no, it'd be pretty fucking funny.
It would be like, you know, we're both dying of a disease and I have the vaccine right in my hand and then I just crush it.
Kill us both.
Yeah. And you'll be like, but why? And it's
Funny.
like, shits
Funny.
and gigs.
I thought it'd be funny, and I'm right.
Shits and giggles, my friend.
It's like the opposite of the fucking Spider-Man scene with Peter in the vaccine. Just instead, fucking Aunt May reaches over and breaks it.
Yeah.
You're all going with me.
You can save your aunt, or you can save the people of New York. Or I'm taking the third option, smash. It's choice-based gameplay, motherfucker.
Unfortunately, it just
Whatever,
gives you the red-colored ending instead. It doesn't really change anything.
Yeah, well, I'll wait for the DLC for after everyone gets mad at them.
That one they add the teal ending.
Oh man.
Oh, I forgot to equip my my homing missile.
Isn't
That's
it
fine.
funny? Isn't it so funny that Mass Effect like 3's ending did actually kill the franchise?
Hey, it did have that convulsion once with Andromeda. You know, convulsed for a little bit before it like ultimately was dead.
Yeah, I mean it came out. Yeah, it was basically. No, it was dead. It's just that point when you die and you void your bowels.
It's like Bender when he died in that what if scenario with the human. Woo! Look, he's still alive! No, that's just air escaping his fat folds! Woo!
Here's the thing, when you die, you void your bowels, so...
No, I know. I just want to do that bit, because I love that bit in Futurama.
Woo!
Woo! Man, Futurama, the original seasons were fucking funny.
Yeah, I found it ended like 3 different endings ago.
Right? I didn't watch the new ones because I was just like, look, listen, I thought it should have ended ages ago. I'm not watching this and making myself mad. I have better things to do. I need to catch up on so many stuff that I actually want to see. Why would I want to watch something that will actively piss me off? Like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Honestly, I will say, things have improved since I've been like, you know what, I shouldn't watch this thing that I know I'm going to hate.
Stop watching bad things, yeah.
Yeah, the only time I watched something bad was literally when I got roped in with friends with Minecraft, and that's still different to me if you're like, you're all friends or just watching something. And besides, we've also watched more good things together than bad things, that's just the one.
Yeah, I wouldn't bring myself to watching a Minecraft movie.
I didn't know I was going into Minecraft. I was like, hey, we're gonna watch something, this is a threat. And I was like, oh, what is it? And I can't remember what I thought it might be. I was like, oh, we're probably gonna watch some like, you know, like funny bad movie, like Velocipaster or some shit. It was Minecraft. I wish it was Velocipaster. Fuck, I would have taken Mono's Hands of Fate. Ooh, I have enough money for the armor. Cool. Let me get out of this dungeon and get back to the surface and buy that armor. Then I'm gonna go back to the ship, equip the homing missile, and then that's where we'll end.
No, the Homer missile.
No! Bark, bark. Apparently the fox says bark, bark. Did you know that?
What? The fox?
And apparently they say bark, bark.
You ever heard what fox's call actually sounds like?
Oh, it's horrific! Fox noises are fucking hilarious, but God, I would hate
just
having to hear me.
screeching. You feel like someone's
Screeching
being
and
murdered, and
cackles.
you're like,
It's like screeching and cackles, it's weird.
fucking foxes, man. Why are people
Kinda like how
so
rabbits
into them?
scream.
At least that what makes sense, because basically everything in their life is trying to kill them.
Said it.
It's like, oh, I step out my hole. Oh, look, about 5 different things, all trying to eat me.
Oh,
Great.
You know what? I should probably at some point get this chip too, because I know there's gonna be an underwater section in the next dungeon. But I really want this armor like right now.
Yeah.
So I think next time.
Why invest for the future when you can waste your money now?
Yes. Yes. Then let me equip my helmet. I'm pretty sure I have a helmet now. Yep. There we go. Okay, yeah, these would have been good for that. But yeah, I'm going to let me get my armor also. But yeah, I'm gonna then later get some more money to buy that as well. I'll probably even backtrack out of the dungeon at some point just to have it when I start next time, because I think there's also probably gonna be some fights before I get to the dungeon next time too, if I recall.
He needs my money.
So I think you first have to defend the town from Glide. I think it's that one. I think. The events in 2 are a lot more involved than they were in 1, so my exact memory of the order is a little fucked up. Since 2 is a much bigger game than 1 was.
Yeah.
All right. Room. All right. Roll. We're gonna change my weapon. I want the homing missile. All right. That should. Equipment. Yep, got the homing missile equipped. I do like that you can, How do I I know you can shift your weapon that you're currently using. Actually, wait, can I do it with the refractor? Oh, I can sell the refractor for more money! Hold on, let me go back to the shop. How much money can I get for this thing? I might be able to buy that thing right now. Hold on, we're delaying the ending a little longer.
Now, what is this? Bleach?
Yes. Well, no, actually the storyline's still better. That feels like an insult to Mega Man Legends, actually. I'm sorry about that. Putting them next to each other like that, that's just rude. I'm really sorry.
I was just talking to stream.
Ah, well, stream-wise, you know what? I feel insulted.
We're delaying this ending forever.
Until the editor shows up. Hold on!
Until Sabo returns.
Until Sabo returns from the war. Alright, let's buy... Yeah, the Aqua Chip's what we want. Because these are pretty cool, but this is what I need. Now, let me look at parts. Is there anything here I want to buy? What are my current... What's my current, Buster loadout? Buster parts. 2 and
Bustin'
2
makes me feel
range
good.
attack. Bustin'. Feel good.
Controversial opinion. I think "I Want a New Drug" is a bad song, and Huey Lewis should have just accepted that Ray Parker Jr. did his song better.
I agree.
What a fucking bitch. Just be like, damn, you got me, you can have it.
That's all I'm hearing out of you.
Was in fact not hip to be square.
That song sucks.
Yeah, I mean,
Fucking hate
I'm
that
not
fucking song.
I'm not a Huey Lewis and the News fan. I like one of their songs.
Oh no, I just want to say I fucking hate Hip to Be Square. That song is like the yuppie anthem. It's so fucking stupid. I hate it. They used to play it at my work, so I hate it on a visceral level.
Man, I would shoot myself. It's like whenever
I wouldn't give him the satisfaction.
One place I fucking worked, and they only had it on the radio station. It would just be every day, or at least 3 times a day, they played the same fucking Ed Sheeran song, and it just made me hate the man with such a passion. I would gladly rip out his eyeballs. I hate him. I hate him! From the fucking pit of my soul! I hate Ed Sheeran! Because his music is really annoying and I had to listen to it a lot. And frankly, I think he deserves to die for that.
You know what? On that note, I think it's time to leave.
I want to be in the room when the doctor gives him a bad fucking diagnosis just so I can laugh in his fucking face. He's got 5 months to live. Good! Stop! Oh!
Oh, fuck!
This escalated quickly.
I'm dying!
Leave.
Time to leave.